Awesome. All right. Howdy, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me today for Book Creator for Engagement, engaging group projects, collaborating with Book Creator. Last time I was here, I was able to do more of a getting started. And yes, it was called Create Your Yeehaw Moments in Book Creator, which is that's what I'm all about. If you're just now joining us, the way to get students into your library is to click Add Students to Library, and you can give them this code, but also you can click Copy Invite Link, which is how I am going to invite y'all, and I am going to put it in the chat. All right, all you got to do is click on that, sign into Book Creator, and then you will be joining me here. And I can see people are already joining me right here in the library. I promise you, you will get some FOMO if you are not in this library. So go ahead and join, and we're going to get started. So when people are collaborating using Book Creator, we do it in a way where we are not going to assign a new book to each person. What we're going to do is we're going to click our three dots. And I like to start off with a template and a book. And I'm going to click three dots, and I'm going to click share, and I'm going to hit collaborate. Now, this will allow people to collaborate within this one book. If I clicked assign, that would mean that every student in that library would get their own individual book. So just want to note that there's two differences. I'm going to hit collaborate. Now, when you're working in group projects, maybe you don't want to collaborate within this book with everybody. You can always click change, and maybe I only want Carla and Colleen only collaborating and having the ability to edit in this book, okay? All right, so I always like to make that clear, is you can change who you want to collaborate. Now, for today's purposes, we're going to just click start collaboration, okay? So your library most likely looks like this. So what you're going to do is you're just going to scroll over, and you're going to hit the pencil tool. That means that you can now edit. All right, I'm seeing my peeps come into that first page, and you can see who's on here. Colleen, Paula, and Elizabeth are here. I will give you a little bit of time to see a few more numbers pop up. We can see that there's a good little group here. I love it. Thanks for joining in on the library. Just scroll over to that book, hit that pencil tool. There we go. We got a bigger number. All right. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. All right. If I haven't presented with y'all before, my name is Alyssa, but most people in the EdTech community calls me Farmer Fobs or Fobs. Yes, I do actually live on a farm. I am the district growth manager here at Book Creator, and I am all about creating yeehaw moments. I'm a big believer that every student deserves the opportunity to be creative. And so if you're on any of the socials, definitely you guys can just click there and you guys can follow. It's exactly where I met Dave. Hi, Dave. All on the socials. He gets to see all of my animals. And so super fun to be able to connect with everybody. So today's buzz is we're going to be buzzing in Book Creator, and we're also going to be I'm going to be showcasing how I have used Book Creator in group projects with students, and then I'll showcase how maybe you can get started with Book Creator. All right, and y'all can follow along. All right, so everybody meet me on page 4. All right. Everybody meet me on page 4. I should be able to see about 10 or so people on page 4. And if you have not joined our library, if you came in a little bit late, all right, make sure that you click the link. I'll drop it in the chat again and join us. So this is a really fun way to get kids moving and grooving in Book Creator. I call it Vote with Your Boots, but you guys can call it anything else, all right? And so what's your priority during project time? And you guys could do a this or that. You could do a question. This is a great little bell ringer, those things. So you are not going to take my boots, all right? You're going to get your own pair of boots. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the plus sign. You're going to go to media, and you're going to go to icons. And notice that we have our speech to text as well, boots. And you can search your favorite pair of boots and you could put them on the scale and see where you want to be. But also, you could add a little bit more fun. You could go to the plus sign, you could go to apps, and you could go to Giphies. And you could also shoes. Now, yeah, shoes, yeah. If you're a sneakerhead, which I also am, you could add some Jordan 1s also to your page. All right. So go ahead and vote with your boots, make it a little bit smaller, and tell me what's your priority when you are creating projects for your students? Are you all about curriculum alignment and standards, or are you all about student creativity? Or are you a little bit in between? How much are you thinking about each of those? Awesome. And I'll do that again. If you want to go and grab some boots, plus sign, you can go media, you can go icons, type in boots, and you can click it and add. But you can also go plus sign, apps, and Giphies. And I love the stickers. So go ahead and find your boots. There we go. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Awesome. There we go. Voting with your boots. Voting with your boots. I'm seeing some rain boots. Is it raining over there, guys? It's been raining here for the last 2-3 days, but I feel like we haven't gotten rain for 90 days all summer. So I'm definitely wearing my rain boots.
It rained yesterday and it's supposed to all weekend, but we're good right now.
Man, we've gotten a little bit, but man, I tell you what, our soybeans out here, they are thirsty. They're like, thank you for the rain. So what I'm seeing here is we have majority of y'all create projects with creativity in mind, all right, where you kind of leave behind those standards and you're like, hey, maybe I'm working on a such and such project. I am all about creativity. I want those kids to be creative, and maybe those standards will kind of take care of themselves. I have somebody that's saying, hey, my projects, I really focus on curriculum and our standards, and maybe the creativity kind of comes along, or we got some people in between. All right. So these are always just good things to think about, is how are we bringing, curriculum and creativity to the table when we are creating projects. All right. I know for me, I am big into using AI and using it as a thought partner to really kind of take, I'm all about creativity, but really I've had to really kind of focus on continue to bring the standards and the those kind of things to the table. So I use a lot of AI to really help me as a thought partner to create even better projects, so that I'm aligning where I'm right there in between. All right, somebody put some Timberlands in there. I see you. Thanks, y'all. This is a great activity to get started with your students collaboratively. Kids love this. If you're a boot person or a shoe person, every kid's a shoe person, So this is a great way to see that kids can collaborate in Book Creator. All right. Awesome. Thanks, y'all. Let's continue to go, and you guys can kind of follow along in the book as well. For me, collaborating in group projects is definitely one of those things that I've always just loved to do and love to teach, because I feel like it's a true yeehaw moment seeing students talk to one another, and laugh and smile, but also disagree with one another. And all of these skills are ways that they can, working with one another, agreeing, disagreeing, these are all future ready skills, critical thinking. But 97% of students say group projects make learning more enjoyable and engaging. And I don't know how else I have to say it, but that to me is a huge win for me. And a lot of teachers that I've worked with, they often say, but I always have to fit. I don't have time for group projects. I don't have time for projects. Well, for me, if you align your curriculum, with those group projects, you are really bringing out that engagement, and kids are going to be learning about what they're supposed to be learning even more. Right here, it's don't let Anthony in. Collaborative projects-based learning is linked to 20% increase in standardized test performance. So you can do it. You can work, where you have your kids working together, collaborating. All right. So with that being said, all right, go ahead and go to page number 6. And I want everybody to find a square. And I want you to tell me maybe one barrier that keeps you from doing more group projects. All you do is have to click on it again, and you can type that. All right. Anthony, I told him don't let you in, but he still did. Good to see you, my guy. So you can click on this, you can click there, click again, and you can add your thoughts. One barrier that keeps you from doing more group projects and what might help remove it. And we can talk about the help remove it. Time, yes. Behavior, another one, yes. Time. I'm seeing a lot of time. With the time, I'm going to say what's helped me a lot is really using AI as a thought partner to continue to make better projects in lesser time, where I'm not like sitting around thinking. I'm putting my thoughts into a ChatGPT, into a Gemini, and it has decreased the amount of time on my planning side to really help create projects. That would be on the planning side. All right. Now, on the other side, I will say what's helped me in the classroom is classroom management. I already have everything prepped. I already have the groups already aligned where I'm like, hey, you two are together, you two are together. I use a lot of numbering. I see that 6, 7. The other day I was in the classroom and I was like, you're on page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, and so yeah, like I understand the whole 6, 7 thing. I use a lot of numbering. I use a lot of colors, like your group red, your group blue. That has really helped with the time aspect. Students doing unequal work. Yes, and what we've done actually with Book Creator is we have helped use it to really have project management. And so those are just things that I will show you how to just better help. All right. Let's see. Better checklists and rubrics. Yes, and I'm going to show you some of the templates that we actually have in Book Creator that just came out. Students seem to be resistant even if I let them choose. Collaboration has to be stressed. Yes. I say it takes a little bit of time to really establish the culture, but once it goes, it rolls. All right. So awesome. Thanks y'all for that. Dave, do you have anything else that you would chime in to help with some of these barriers?
I think that you kind of addressed the way I would mostly, but it comes back to the same idea like PBL. It can be the main course, not the dessert. Oftentimes, the project is the end, but the learning can happen through there, and Book Creator can be a vehicle for that.
I like that. It can definitely be invited to the table. First thing, it is that main course. I use it a lot for my main course. I don't necessarily use it for dessert. So that's a big thing, is that, assessments can also be in the form of PBL and project-based learning. So love that. Yeah, students sometimes say they don't like working in groups. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes what I do is I will find a part of the project where I know that student really enjoys doing and lets them kind of like run, and I help facilitate that as well. All right. So enough about, kids and, the barriers. Let's see what we can do to really help with that. And if you like this template right here, I like to use this as an exit ticket as well. If you go + media and go to templates, I use the alpha boxes all the time for this And so I have our kids, I'll put a question up there, maybe an entry ticket, an exit ticket, a brainstorm, and I'll put the question, and then this is the template that I use. So the activities that I've used is also with collaborating as well. So let's see how kids are buzzing. So I collaborated with a kindergarten group. Yes, kindergartners actually collaborated using Book Creator. So this is their holiday book. So all the kids got to have a page in the book to be able to just say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to their parents. Our kindergarten teachers wanted something to be able to send to their parents, and this was it. So what I did was I took their pictures out in the hallway and then assigned them a page. You know, Piper, you're on this page, Lainey, you're on this page. They then decorated it. They were able to remove the background. They were able to use their voice and their video right here from Book Creator, but also being able to use the animations and all that stuff. So this is always a great way to collaborate. And another great thing is publishing. Students were able to see that not only that their teacher read this, but their parents, their grandparents. And so that was really, really cool to see. You can see when I click it how many reads there were, because in Book Creator you can digitally publish the books, and this is what it looks like. Parents do not have to log into Book Creator. They simply just get that link. All right. Now, the next thing is I'm a big history person. I taught history. My wife now teaches 8th grade U.S. history. So you will see a lot of ways that I like to use Book Creator collaboratively in history. You can take these and you can change it into science. I have a lot of ELA content as well. So this was a theme park. Now, this was a little bit of combination between tech and no tech. All right. So you will see that we have kids that chose posters. We have shoe boxes created. We have Play-Doh going on. And this is the project that we did. So we created an American Revolution theme park project, and we used Book Creator as our facilitator. All right. I will often say that Book Creator is the best last tool. All right. And so with this is how we created this, and I have a TikTok for it, but y'all are able to see this. And so we created where kids can go in and they are going to create the rides, the restaurant, the characters, the gift shop, but they also will include the shoebox model of an attraction. Okay. Now, this is day one, and we've broken it up into days. This is our project management. And we talked about, I saw somebody that said, you know, some kids don't like to participate, or some kids won't hold their weight. This page helps hold people accountable. They can come in here and click on the little plus sign and add their picture. And that way the teacher knows who's my park planner, who's the ride designer, who do I talk to if something else fails within that project, because they are that project designer. They are head of that project, just like the real world. All right. And so kids will talk about and they'll figure out their roles. All right. And then they're brainstorming ideas. And these things that you're seeing are actually templates right in Book Creator. I just changed the colors and changed maybe the questions or the formats. And so this is their shoebox brainstorm. And then they go through days 2 and 3 about creating their rides. They're drawing pictures or they're taking pictures, and they're telling us all about it. So this is the brainstorming part. And then they come in here, they create their shoebox. All right. Then they add pictures right there. And then the finished product is also a detailed map of a theme park. They can do it in Canva, Adobe Express, or on a poster, and then they add pictures there. So that's a great way of using it, and you're seeing some of the stuff right there. Another one is our Amazing Race one, very similar layout. Oh, I have to fix that. Let me just take that out. All right. I will also showcase some other stuff that we've started working on. This other one is the country projects. I did this with our 6th graders, and this was one of my first Book Creator projects before working with Book Creator. And so what I like to do is I like to create a template. I'm a big template person because it gives kids a guideline, all right? But I always tell them, I make it a little ugly so that you go in and change it and you go the extra. And so they can add their country's name, their flag, and then this is just the project to help them align what they need on each page, all right? And so this is an example of a student. This is a published project, and you can see that they collaborated on this. And I will show you the library for this in a bit. Nathan and Adeline, everything that you see here was done in Book Creator. All the graphics, the timeline. I mean, this is really good stuff. And so then what we did, we did a virtual gallery walk within the library so that other people can learn about tools. This is probably my favorite page, and this is a template right into Book Creator. Is I use this last page in a lot of my projects as a learning reflection. I have them add a video because if they can talk about it, they've learned something, right? And so they use our built-in video feature just to be able to talk about something they've learned in their project, right? So that was a really cool project for me. The next one, if you ever have come to my my professional development, especially like you're getting started, it's all about collaboration. And these are two that I did that are just really cool, and maybe they will inspire you in your classroom. So with this one, this was kind of like you'll see that I do a team one. This is my classroom management. Team one, team two, team three, team four. And I'll ask people their name and an interesting fact. But you can see people actually collaborating on a page, right? Then we have our images. They get to add their favorite animals. And so, these are adults collaborating and creating their pages. And so this is just a really cool way to be able to also have students be able to collaborate. Maybe you ask them a question and you're team one, you're team two, you're team three, but I very quickly say like, hey, get into your teams, get onto your pages. And this is adults, and then our photo video. So those are the three rodeos. But then I did this with a few groups, is I had them collaborate within Book Creator to create an Instagram post. And please take this and use it however you want in your subject. Of course, mine's all farm theme, but this is the instructions. They had to add text. They had to use Adobe Express or Canva to generate AI image. They had to use their voice, and they had to use video. And so this was some of the teams that created. Now, these are adults. And if adults like this, I think kids are going to like it. So it was this group definitely won the show. There's actually a teacher who went into a closet and she started singing her song, and she recorded it right in Book Creator. And then these guys,
breaking news after
they were able to record their breaking news, and then generate an image in their Instagram post. But you can see how everybody kind of did it their own way. We have team one, team two. These people actually acted it out.
WMYT here with Everyday I'm Sick.
So that was just really cool to be able to see, is that they were able to insert video, audio, music. I app smashed with Suno, and they can add that. So this is a great way to use collaboration with your students. Take my ideas and make them yours, right? Before we get to this, I'm going to share my own library from my class, and I'm going to give you some more ideas. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so should be able to see my books. This is my library that I used when I was teaching. Still am using it with students. I will show you the countries guide. So this is my library with our countries project. So I'm using it collaboratively, or collaborating and using this tool. So with this is I gave them this template, okay? Now, what I did was I published this template. I went 3 dots, click share, and hit publish. And so I allowed remixes on, okay? And then I put this into the LMS, okay? And we're using Google Classroom. And I added that, but I also added an empty library with my students. I got them all into this library. And then I said, okay, you two are working together. You're the captain. So one would raise their hand. I'm the captain. Okay, captain, you are going to remix this library and you are going to put it in the country travel guide. Okay. And then what they did was they clicked 3 dots and they clicked collaborate and they changed it to the person that they were working with. Okay, and I hope that makes sense. And so you can see that Olivia is working with, she's working, let's go. Share, collaborate, there we go. Yeah, okay. So you can see that all the teachers are also invited to that collaboration automatically. So they're only able to edit their book and they're only able to see their book. All right, so you can see that, you know, this is the Egypt one, this is the one with India. So multiple people are able to collaborate on this book. Another cool thing is this little tag up here shows that multiple people are collaborating. Okay. Another one that I'm going to showcase, just some of the history books. Is this one? All right. These are a lot of ones that me and my wife kind of collaborate and create. I'm going to show you the one that I just added a TikTok for. Was this one where it is between the United States, the 13 colonies, and Britain, and how they're breaking up. And so kids are actually, two students are collaborating on this book. So what we'll do is we'll say, you know, you two are together, and we still use that captain, remix, and then invite the person. So with this one, we are always big into like adding your name, but also adding a selfie to say, just those are the people working on this book. So what they did was one of the sides chose to be King George, the other side chose to be the colonist. And so they had to brainstorm how they were going to break up via text message. And so then they came up here and they were, you know, jotting down ways they might defend each other via text. But talking about taxes, loyalty, and protection on the King George side, and then on the colonist side, you know, grievances, reasons for independence, right? Taxation without representation. So they're having to brainstorm right here. And then this is what they end up creating. They are going back and forth via text and breaking up with one another. The colonists are like, hey, we're gone, bye, right? This is so Gen Z. Because you ask, this is how you start this project. You ask your kids, how many people have gotten broken up via text? Probably about half of them are going to raise their hand. And then you're like, hey, you want to break up somebody's text? Go ahead, and this is what we're doing. So they go in and create this, and then they come in here on the book creator side, and then they go back and forth via their voice. They can choose whether it's video, all right? They can record a video, or they can go here plus sign and hit record. And this is just a really cool way where they're talking and they're reading their text message and they get animated and they can have it all in Book Creator. All right. Another one is we have the project based off of the Hunger Games. And so it's very similar to, this is actually a student project. I'll show you a student example. All right. This is based off of the Hunger Games, but it's called the Colonial Games. And so they have a district. And so they have to collaborate and divide roles. They earn points for creativity, accuracy, and efforts. Use historical evidence to support their ideas. All right. And so you can see that this is how we have kids with that project management. Now, I continue to say, we use AI as a thought partner. This is ideas that we're having, you know, but we use definitely AI to really help us plan and to come up with clear instructions. So the kids take their selfie, they're a strategy captain, history expert, capital spokesperson, and creative director. So we can come in here and say, okay, if there's a part that's lacking, we can go back in and check out with those kids and say, hey, what's going on here? All right, we have our building qualities, identity, shoebox, arena. They have to actually make an arena with this and design it and brainstorm. And these are the 6 different challenges. And so they're building their colonial tribe tributes. The first challenge is to create a trading card. We use Adobe Express or Canva. Survival scenario, the capital speech submission. This is right in Book Creator with the video, and then their gift dropped, and then the rebellion begins, and they have to have the voice or video as well. And I always believe voice and choice. You know, if somebody doesn't want to get on camera, you can always use their voice. And then this is the photos of the 3D arena. All right, so that was a really cool one to see it come to life. You know, if you're working in PLCs as well, you know, not just in your classes, here's a PLC book that I've created to really help have this as a place to really house all of your PLCs in your school as well. So, you know, whether it's your history, whatever department you are, this is another thing that to be able to collaborate using Book Creator with your PLCs, a nice resource hub as well. Yeah, I got you, David. I'm going to drop that in the chat. Copy link to book. And I've really seen some big wins with this because, you know, as PLCs, you know, things are here, things are there. And so everybody can say howdy to each other. This is just a history one or science or ELA. And be able to use this as well. I have to show you, I gotta find our we're actually doing a wicked one with defining tyranny. I can't wait to see how that one actually comes out. I'm trying to find my my Taylor Swift one, but did a Taylor, oh, there we go. So just a lot of different ways of using Book Creator collaboratively. And so I'm really gonna, you know, I'm gonna show you just a low stakes way that maybe you might get started using Book Creator collaboratively. I've created this Unleash the History Hidden Heroes, and this is in the book that y'all are invited to. And please, you guys can remix this right up here. Remix it, make it your own, okay? So this is an Instagram post, and I often start off using Book Creator collaboratively in some type of low stakes creative way where our kids can just get comfortable collaborating. So you can see that I have the text, the image, the audio, video, and I app smash a lot with AI, whether it's, you know, school AI or Magic School. I really use it to help being a thought partner, and I embed it right into Book Creator. So when I click it, it will go to the links, okay? Same thing with Magic School. It will go to the chatbot link as well. Okay. So I like to really embed everything. And as I said before, I really think that Book Creator is the best last tool because you can app smash with every single thing. App smash with, you know, your thought partners. App smash with Canva. App smash with Adobe Express. So many different things, way around everything. So then here they create their hero images with Adobe Express and Canva, and then they use one of our templates here. Okay, so just a low stakes way to be able to create a project. And then you can see that I copied each page, and I just tell kids, hey, go ahead and find a page and go ahead and start creating. Okay, so just a few ways. Yeah, did somebody add that book to the book? Awesome. That's a lot of the ways that I like to be able to app smash. This is a Greekimon way as well, where kids can actually create their Greekimons. So what I created this project with is to really help with bringing mythology to life. Okay. And so kids will come in here. This was one of my ISTE sessions, and kids, it's definitely linked to Pokemon. But we app smash. We use, our AI thought partners. We use Adobe Express. We even used Wakelet as well. And so they'll research their favorite Greek and Latin roots. So if somebody's like really into fire or really into, they have to pair up multiple Greek and Latin roots to create a new word, all right, a new character, all right. And then so you'll see. I actually think this is Anthony's. Anthony came to my ISTE session, so this is Anthony's. So he created this, and he was able to chat with either School AI or Magic School and come up with the name of his new Greekimon, with Greek and Latin roots, and then find out the meaning. He brought together light and power, and then he used Adobe Express to create an image that represented his Greekimon, and then the attack bio, the important facts, the base animal elements, weaknesses, just like Pokemon. So you'll see that I love using this as a classroom management tool of just kind of putting a frame in the upper left and just say, hey, take a selfie, add an image so I know whose it is. I added voice onto mine. So you'll see multiple people's, and this is a really cool project. This is what we did at ISTE, but you can see everybody in the class got their page and started working collaboratively. Books can be where it might be a whole class collaboratively working on their own individual page, right? Or it might be everybody's working on their own page or working on a book. So just a lot of different ways that you can work collaboratively. Let's see how else. I think that's a lot for today. I know. Maybe I think I have the Taylor Swift one. I definitely showcase that on social media. Here it is. This is a book that I created with Taylor Swift. I want to clearly say I'm not a Swiftie, but I love orange, and I know there's a lot of hype. When I create books, I often use task cards I just kind of put them off page to really help guide students. So with this one, you can do it collaboratively. So in the first project, imagery collage comic strip. So always clear instructions when I'm doing projects. It's really helped my students with like, hey, what do I do here? What do I do here? Really have used a lot of chat GPT to help with clear instructions. And then they go in and create their comic. All right. The next one is a lyric rewrite challenge. So ELA teachers, this is a lesson for y'all. Pick a lyric and then be able to rewrite it. And so this is a template where they can do that. Point of view, where they flip the point of view of the song, and then they can go in and add this right here. And then last but not least, be able to have them write their own song. And so they can do the brainstorming within Book Creator, but then be able to actually write it and app smash with Suno, which is a great way to create songs as well. So that's there as well. So many different ways to collaborate. I use this a lot for, even just like, let's see, this one is, I think, biography. Also a school, a class newsletter as well, to just be able to connect with teachers. So that's just some ideas that I wanted to get flowing. I know I did a getting started session last year, so I definitely wanted to show you kind of how to level up with Book Creator and just some ideas to be able to just kind of get some wheels growing. You often see me come up with projects, but then adapt them into maybe what you're teaching and those things. So I'm going to leave the rest of the time for any questions. If anybody has any questions, or if I didn't share anything, or if you're like, hey, I want that, template, please let me know. But that's all about what I have. Any questions out there? I'll leave the floor open to y'all. I haven't looked at the chat. Greekimons, yes. This is what I'm actually going to do. This just makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm going to drop my email in the chat. Please email me if you want, if one of those templates, really caught your eye. If you're a history teacher and you're like, I want all of that, I will send it to you. If you want the Greek months, I will send it to you. But definitely just email me and let me know what you want. So, Carlene, hopefully she's being nice. Michelle's route was Psycho. Yes, it was Psycho. I remember that one. Yeah. Dave, when I opened Book Creator using ClassLink, it defaulted me to a student account. Make sure you switch that. Let me go. You fixed it?
My mic was off. Yeah, she fixed it. She was able to log back out, log back in.
Awesome. Let me see. Can you share? Tova, email me. I'll share that Greek Iman. Let's see. Let's see if Fobs knows. If not, I may. Oh, you already fixed it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, definitely follow me on the socials. I like how you add so many apps into Book Creator. I want to check out some of those. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Suno.
Oh, Suno.
Yeah. Let me. I'll definitely go over Suno right now.
Okay, this is a side quest, but it's worth it. So while she's getting it locked up, I would just say that you must learn Suno, and I would highly recommend. You have to look it up, but if you send them, they take like 2 or 3 weeks to get back to you. They'll give you extra credits as an educator. I have like 5,000 credits or whatever. So, but it took them like a month to get back to me. There's if you Google it, there's offers to do that, but it's not COPPA FERPA. So this is something like you do with your students, like brainstorm, and then you as the teacher put in the things. But it's still worth knowing.
Yeah. So what I did one time, I had a project that I actually presented with Holly Clark at ISTE, where we used a teacher wanted to learn about have her students learn about cicadas, because the cicadas were coming. So what we did was we had School AI as a thought partner to have the students learn about cicadas, and then they made a Canva infographic, and then went into Wayground, was quizzes, and just did like a quick assessment, just wondering what they learned. Then went back into School AI and they created a song. And then they threw that song on FigJam. And then I took the links and I threw it into Suno and created the song. And then I threw it back onto FigJam so that they could have it. And then they went into Flipgrid and did a music video with that song. So that's how I was the one that created the song, but I had them create the lyrics. So Suno is all about music. And so what I did was, you can come up here after you come from home, go to create. Okay. And so you can simply talk about the song description. Okay. And then you can choose the audio, the lyrics, the inspiration, or you can go to custom and you can have, copy and paste your lyrics that you've created into that side. And so you literally, let's just
show them the one with like no thought, just like a country song about, and somebody pop off your mic and tell us a subject you teach or a topic you teach.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Tell us. Give us a song idea. Give it to us. Somebody unmute. You don't have shy people, David, do you?
We're teaching argument with the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights.
Perfect.
Declaration of Independence.
Now, Bob's is going to choose country, but do you have a preferred genre?
And
No preferred genre.
Declaration of Independence and what?
Teaching argument, using that to teach argument, like, looking at the argument in the Declaration and the Bill of Rights and stuff.
We're just rolling. Okay. So we've given it a song description. All right. We can definitely go an upbeat. Okay. Let's see. A little bit of hip hop, maybe. Okay. You can always add so much stuff. I mean, it's just go. And we're going to hit create. Okay. I always do like a little bit of country with pop, not gonna lie. So you can see
country.
I feel like every country right now is pop. So we're coming in here and it is creating. Okay. You can actually see what I've created in the in the past. I created like this really cool, I got 99 problems, but Book Creator ain't one song. This is how I created it.
I like to have my camera out if I show Suno live, and as soon as you hit play, take pictures of the audience faces if they've never seen it before. This is amazing.
I did an app smash with just like your famous person, and mine was Eleanor Roosevelt. So you can see I created 2 with Eleanor Roosevelt. So here we go. We got Freedom Flows.
These truths, yeah, loud and clear. Life and liberty we pioneer. All men created equal.
You'll notice the lyrics are there on the
Chains
right
break
for you.
off when the words go round. A spark in the dark, a flame in the fight. Declaration ignites the night. Voices rise, yeah, they won't be tamed. Sign the page, now history's claimed. Freedom flows like rivers run.
This song slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yes sir, yeah. They wrote it bold, they wrote it loud. A truth so clear, shook the crowd. Life and liberty, the stakes are high. All men are equal, watch them testify, yeah. Break the chain.
So this is just really cool. This is exactly how I would use Suno. So I would get a song and I would download this song into an MP3. And then what I do is I upload it to a Book Creator. And so, yeah, exactly. And then I would start playing it when the students are walking in. Like, you pick the most boringest class that you have or lesson. And you make a pseudo song and you have it playing while those kids are walking in. They are going to be bumping. They ain't going to be saying 6, 7. They're going to be starting to sing that song, and they get to know what they're going to be learning about that day. Then maybe you add on. You throw that into Book Creator. You put an exit ticket. You say, listen to this song, or a bell ringer. Listen to the song. They put on their earphones, and they listen to it. And tell me about one thing that this next unit is about to be about, so they can make inferences when they're hearing that song, and you've already got them engaged. And so there's just so many ways to use music because kids love music. So I app smash with Suno all the time. I just throw the MP3 and it looks just like the little audio. I forget where's my book. I do it all the time because it's a great way to add just a little bit of engagement and excitement. Let's see. So like this one, this is how I app smashed with Book Creator, is I just throw in that Suno song. Let's see. I had a project. Let's see.
Breaking news.
Maybe this one.
Wake up to the sound of the pan a-blazing. Kitchen's on fire, but ain't nobody caging. Grease popping loud like a rebel parade.
So that's how we app smash with Suno. So y'all, I know it's time. So fun always getting to hang with y'all. Please, and I mean it, just email me at fobs@bookcreator.com. I'll give you my calendar. I'll give you the templates, whatever I've created that you guys can remix. Use me as a thought partner. You know, if you ever want to jump on a one-on-one call and just go like, Fobs, how did you do this? Can you help me create this project? I'm here for y'all to help with any way that I possibly can. All right. So guys, enjoy your day. Dave, thank you for inviting me to create the EHA moment.
And I just want to add to that. She means it. We have a teacher at Virtual Academy who emails her all the time, and now they're collaborating on a session for NC Ties.
Yeah.
Right. So, which is good to have that you'll be coming out. So if you're like, hey, I got a taste of this, but I don't know, she really does. She really will support you. You'll notice that I invite a lot of people I know to this conference, so I really can vouch for them. just like Alyssa and, you know, Anthony next, and the snorkel guys after that.
Yeah.
They will all really will say, hey, you know what, if you want to contact me, I'll work with you. So just letting you know that sometimes you hear that in a conference, you know, that they don't really mean it. They all really mean it.
Yeah, you know, I think I was a tech coach, and I firmly believe if you can bother me rather than them having to bother Dave, I'm your book creator person. If I can help in any way possible, book a spot on my calendar, email me. I'm always game to help, because it's really about creating those yeehaw moments for your students, and any way possible I can. And I know that we've just merged with Cami as well. So if you need any help with Cami, you need any help with Book Creator, please don't hesitate to reach out. So yeah, thanks y'all. Good to see everybody, and I'll let you guys have a happy Friday. We'll see you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.
All right, let's stop the recording.